You're back in the shop with me today, guys, and today on the channel I want to continue our gift series by building a really cool moon-shaped shelf for a good friend of ours named Ashley. She actually was the photographer at our wedding, and we've been friends with her for 10 plus years. She's a super awesome person, so stick around. I'm Stone Erickson from Erickson Design Company, and let's build something. We're going to go ahead and cut down some 3/4 inch plywood to 32 by 30. Next, we're going to add 2 strips of double-sided tape. I'm going to take 1 strip and I'm going to cut it down the center to maximize. This tape's not cheap. Since I have a sacrificial board down because I'm going to be carving all the way through, I'm going to put some screws to hold it down. Now it's nice because I built this door on the back of the table, and it gives me and allows me easy access to the back of the X-carve. If you want to see how I built this table, check out this card right here. I also have a cut list, so you could build one of these for yourself. I'll go ahead and run a probe. Now this will set the depth of the carve. I'll slide the lid closed, and I'm going to add a GoPro for the YouTube video, and then I'll just attach the front door, and it keeps all the dust and the noise down, and then we'll get to carving. Now I sped this video up quite a bit. This carve, I actually did 3 separate carves, 2 moon shapes per carve, and it was about 1 hour and 4 minutes per carve. So 3 hours to cut all these out. Now I was inside having dinner, doing my chores, so I don't consider that a part of my work time because the robot was doing the work. I was just keeping an eye on it through my baby monitor camera just to make sure nothing went awry. If you like fun and creative videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Do it, and do it now. Once the first carve is complete, we'll use the built-in dust collection to vacuum up all the dust. I'll go ahead and remove all the screws, and I'll slowly take it apart and see how this carve came out. I'll take a handsaw and I'll cut through the rest of the tabs. The tabs are what hold the pieces together so they don't go flopping around in there. I'm going to be stacking these on top of each other, and I'm really satisfied with the way this came out. I'll get the second carve going in the exact same way, so I'm going to do this a total of 3 times. The second carve is going to be cutting out the back for the shelf and one of the shelving moons. I would love to hear your comments or suggestions on these types of videos, so leave a comment below. We're back at the sanding station, 120 down to 220. Now the X-carve actually left some tabs in the corner here, so I'm going to take a little file and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to file those down just to give it that pro detail. While the third and final carve is carving, I'm actually working on the rest of the shelves by sanding, cutting down the tabs, making them all uniformed. I'm going to switch to the back here, and I actually have been able to cut out the tabs with just a knife, and then I'm going to stack these pieces up to reveal the shelf. Okay, so I have all the pieces sanded and ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them together, and then I'm going to use pin nails to hold the glue till it dries. I'm going to do this on the 4 layers. Now on the top layer, I'm just going to add glue and clamps. This will alleviate any nail holes or puttying, and it'll really make for like a finished, super finished pro look. As I'm gluing and nailing each layer, I'm going ahead and cleaning up the glue at that time. I'm using the Titebond Quick Set glue. It does set quick, like the name says, and it's just easier to get my hands and my knife down in there. As it gets larger, it's harder to get down lower. So as this comes together, one of the coolest parts about making people Christmas gifts is you're able to think and remember cool things about that person. Now, Ashley, for instance, she is awesome. She's a jack of all trades. She's an amazing photographer. Follow her on Instagram, by the way. And she's a mother of two. Her husband is the nicest, coolest guy ever. You know, she's a beacon of light in my wife and I's relationship, and she taught us something years ago, that life truly begins when you get out of your comfort zone. She's willing to try new things, even with failure, keep going to learn something. And I just got to say, making this the whole time, I was thinking about how great she is and all the memories we have with her. And we really love you, Ashley. With that said, failure is success as long as you keep trying. Now right here, I tightened a clamp a little too tight on a fragile piece and broke off that top layer of veneer. Now what I'm going to do to fix it is I'm going to take just a little bit of glue in my finger and I'm going to pack it under the broken piece and then use some blue tape to cover it, then take a block, straddle it, clamp it from both sides. I'll sand it off at the end and it'll be like it never happened. Even though I'm using the quick set Titebond glue here, I'm going to let it set up for 24 hours. It's manageable and handleable after about 30 minutes, but I'm just going to leave it overnight and it'll be nice and strong by then. Total inside depth is 3.5. Now that's plenty of room for little 5x8 pictures and plants and what have you. So in the morning I'm going to pull the clamp off and then we're going to move to some more sanding. On the outside edge, I'm going to start with an 80 grit and then work up to a 220 to get it really nice and smooth. On the front and the back, I'm just going to do a 220 hand sand. I have this really cool gray stain that I've been using on some fences, and I'm just going to use that, letting as much as the wood shine through so we're not getting rid of all that beautiful grain. So I'll just apply it with a foam brush, wipe it off with a paper towel. After the stain had dried, I'm going to go back with 220 and sand through. This will give it a real rustic look. To hang this on the wall, I'm going to use a router bit and I'm going to make 2 keyholes in the back. That way it'll be really tight against the wall. I'll go ahead and clamp down a level to the actual moon shelf and I'll use it as a guide to put my router against so it doesn't wander. This is a great, inexpensive way to hang things because I already have this bit. Whenever I do this style of mounting bracket, I want to make a quick template. That way she can put the template on the wall where she wants it and she'll know exactly where to put her mounting screws. I'll finish this up with some satin polyacrylic or polyurethane and just give it a couple coats with the light 220 sanding in between. I don't want it to look too shiny. I want it to still look a little rustic. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, the moon shelf. Now, if you stuck around till this part of the video, I had so much fun making that. And you can see in the video that the make or break in this thing is in the finishing, the sanding, the staining, the finishing, the poly, the resanding. I do really like the keyholes. I haven't done that in a while. It was nice to show you that. Now, leave me a comment if you want to see any more projects like this. If you have an idea or a challenge for a project, I would love to see that. And Ashley, we love you.
thank you for always being such a great friend. Remember guys, like, subscribe, share this video. Check out my other videos right here. And I'm Stoner Erickson from Erickson Design Company. And we built something. Ta-da!